This is our fine establishment for our night that we should have been spending in Bangladesh. It is government housing. It's basically a dormitory room with 4 beds, but there was nobody else, so we still got it like for ourselves. So we took the bed and brought it right under the fan because last night it was so hot. The whole experience last night, never stopped sweating, like really bad. So I feel sick today. I think just kind of like whatever, heat stroke or something. Not heat stroke, heat exhaustion, something like that. It was still kind of expensive even for this room. It's not clean, but they gave us sheets that we believed were clean. Cost 500 rupees for the room. This is our bathroom. There was no water, so they gave us 2 buckets of water to use for washing our clothes, showering, using the toilet and everything. There were living worms inside the buckets, so needless to say we didn't use that water for brushing our teeth, but like, there's no other water, there's nothing we can do about it. Checkout time is 8 a.m. and we have to go back to the border at 9:30 when it opens to cancel our Indian exit visa, or else if we try to enter Bangladesh and then return back to India, they'll say we've exceeded our double entry into India, because it will have looked like a triple entry even though we were denied entry in Bangladesh. Savvy? Maybe. That's crazy. And I really don't know how they cancel the visa. They put a stamp on there, so they just like put an X on it. Well, we could have done that ourselves and taken a bus already up to Shillong. We still don't even know what we're doing, where we're going. Probably going to head around to Calcutta, but how we're doing it, what day we're doing it exactly, we don't know. Yesterday was just like complete exhaustion, eating and trying to fall asleep in the heat.
We are sitting down for some breakfast, waiting until we can get back to the border to see if they will let us cancel our exit visa from India, and then make some kind of a plan as to how we are getting to the other side of the country of Bangladesh. If in fact we are doing so, we are not sure. We're going to decide and figure that out. Either way, we have to leave here. We were in a bit of a no man's land last night, walking back and forth between borders.
Our travel started right here, a tale that will make your skin crawl. Last night we arrived here at the Dauki-Tamabil border of India and Bangladesh to get what we were told, a visa on arrival on land. We had gone to the Kathmandu embassy of Bangladesh. That was in a previous video when we got our India visa. At the Bangladesh visa office or embassy, they said, we're not going to issue a visa here, just go to the land border and they will give you any land border. You should be able to get a visa. So we tried to confirm this from websites and it seemed that we could do that. So we came here and we got our exit visa for India, but then when we came to the Bangladesh side, they said we don't have the facility to do it here. So we had to go back to India, but we had to come back this morning to cancel our exit visa. If we didn't cancel it, then because we have a double entry visa for India, we couldn't go again into Bangladesh, because that's what they would consider it on paper, and then come back to India. At that time they would say, this is your 3rd entry into India, so you can't come, and then we'd have even more trouble. Technically this village border is not finished. It should be completed totally in 2017, where in theory we would then be able to come through this border in the future, but we cannot now, so it might be possible for you in the future. Okay, we're leaving the border now. We can't get any direct vehicles to Shillong right now because there's no passengers and they wait to fill up the whole thing. So we're going to 2 different cities. leave from one village, and from that village we're going to another city, and then from that city we're going to Shillong, which is where we were yesterday. That's the only way we can get back right now without waiting the whole day and not even being positive if we can leave. So as you can see, we are quite packed, but we're moving, so that's the most important thing right now. The brutal thing about all this is that in the morning there's lots of vehicles that leave, including a 7:30 bus in the morning that costs 80 rupees per person, and then there's also morning sumos. But after 8 o'clock everything kind of slows down. We couldn't leave before that because at 9:30 was when the border opened so that we could go to the office that was closed by the end of last night. And at the border is where we canceled our visa after 9:30. So by the time we got back, then there's no vehicles going. So that's why we ended up in this situation. But normally, if you leave Dauki in the morning, you can go to Shillong for 80 rupees on a bus or for 120 per person in a sumo.
Made it as far as Amlarem, our first village. We are gonna go get some snacks. We just used the toilet. And then we're heading to Jawai, which will also be another 50 rupees. And we might hang out there for a bit.
Time I think of you and it takes me to a special place in my mind where we can be together, and I still hope that you'll be mine.
When we came from Shillong to Dauki, we went this way, and using our trusty Galileo Pro app, we can see where we are. We stopped at this village here down in Amlarem. Now we're going to Jawai, and from Jawai we'll go back to Shillong. So we're not backtracking, we're going in a different place. We've never been here before. And it does look like Scotland.
We're now in Jawai. We're gonna check out the market here. You would not believe the day that we've had today. It has been beyond interesting and crazy, but right now we are trying to, what time is it? It's maybe 9:30 p.m. and we're trying to book a bus. We made so many last minute changes, but we're trying to book a bus for tomorrow morning to Silchar. So it's another part of Assam. We're in Assam, by the way. Again, we're back in Guwahati. This is our third time back in the city, but we're trying to get over to Silchar, and then after that we will go down to the states of Mizoram and Tripura. This is completely a last minute decision. We'll explain later how we ended up getting to this, but we will go down there. We will be able to spend 2 weeks exploring other parts of Northeast that we really wanted to go and we couldn't go. So now we're going, and we'll explain all of this later. Also, how we got to Guwahati from Shillong is in itself a crazy story. We got a taxi from Jawai to Shillong, and immediately we got out of the taxi and we were trying trying to find a sumo to come back to Guwahati to get a train, and we were going to go to Kolkata, and then we were going to go to Kerala, like South India. Anyways, we really didn't know what we were doing. We got out of the taxi and we were trying to find a sumo. Within like 30 seconds, a car pulls over and he says, excuse me, where are you going? We said Guwahati. He's like, oh, I'm going to Guwahati. And we're like, okay, how much do you charge? He's like, I'm not a taxi. And we realized there was just a guy in a car. And he's like, oh, I live in Guwahati. I just come in. I won't charge you any money. So he brought us all the way from Shillong to Guwahati, which is a few hours. We stopped for tea along the way. He let us use his free Wi-Fi from his phone. He gave us all kinds of information, which was incredible. He brought us back to his home. We met his whole family, who made us this amazing bag of food, Indian food, still hot, that we will enjoy in a few moments. They were so friendly. They gave us some juice and they checked all this information for us. We found our train tickets were canceled for tonight and tomorrow. So we ended up with the decision to take a bus tomorrow morning to Silchar. More information to come. Stay tuned.
Just for the record, it's after midnight and I'm still sweating. It's so hot. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Alright? Good evening.